Guys, so we're starting this video out earlier than I thought I would because I just had this little beauty dropped onto my Kindle. First of all, my first ever ARC, which thank you so much to Wildfire Publishing for sending me this, but also thank you to my friend Nikki over on Instagram, because here's the thing. I've never gotten an ARC. I've never signed up for an ARC or tried to request one before because I'm a mood reader and I just don't want to have anything that I like have to read. But this was different. This one, I knew I was going to read it on release day. So I signed up to try to get an ARC and I ended up getting one. I'm so excited. But I didn't know how to get an ARC and that you had to add an email to your approved email list. I had added my Gmail, or the email to my Gmail to make sure that it wouldn't go in spam. I didn't know that you had to do that for Kindle. So Nikki, my friend over at Instagram, helped me out. I DM'd her and I was like, do you know how to do this? And she helped me out. So I finally just got it. It is Tuesday the 18th that I got this. So this video though is going to go up on release day, which will be the 27th. So yeah, it's work who? I'm on my lunch break, but I don't really have time to start it. But now I literally don't want to work today. I just want work to be done with so that way I can read. So I'll be counting down my final hours and then get to it tonight. Hopefully I do have to go to dinner for work, but after that I'm literally turning in and no one bother me. I'm turning my phone on airplane mode. Just this cover. Get out of here. I bought these covers for the first two and then I was committed. I'm like, even if the discreet covers come out and I like them of the last two, I'm committed, and I'm glad that I'm committed because this is hot. And I'm gonna keep this spoiler free as much as possible, but then in my monthly wrap up, I'm going to spoil things. So that way, since this is coming out on release day, you can watch it and not be spoiled, but then in my monthly wrap up, I will spoil things. That way I can give my full thoughts. So yeah, that's it. I'll see you after work when I can finally start reading. Use my sound machine in this clip. I'm not rolling over to turn it off. Also excuse the setup for this, but again, I'm not moving. I was so excited to be done with work today to get to reading, and I only read I only read 3 chapters so far, and so far I'm so into it already. The tension between Jules and Josh, you can just tell how much they hate each other, and just the minute things that they just pick up on that annoy the other person. It's the small details of the things that annoy them about each other that I really appreciate. And also the situation with her being mugged, but then turning around and getting the mugger, just iconic already. I'm already loving Jules. And I really love that Josh kind of has that cocky, kind of dickish vibe a little bit that Alex and Reese both have, which I just appreciate. I was planning on reading all night, but I'm very anxious. So I'm just I tried to sit down and start reading and I literally can't focus. I went out to dinner with some work people tonight and we went to this one restaurant that I've never been to before, which was already stressful. Parking situation was stressful. I looked up the menu beforehand, whatever. I'm a very picky eater. There was nothing on the menu that I liked, but I ended up getting these steak tacos. The steak, I thought it was gonna moo at me. It was so raw. One of my OCD fixations, what really has always been an issue for me since I was really little, was expiration dates and food being cooked and a fear of food poisoning. Not just a fear of it of being oh my god, I hope I don't get food poisoning, but a debilitating fear. And I had to sit there because I'm socially awkward, and then my anxiety was too much to send it back when it came out, that I just sat there and I ate them. And oh my god, now I'm just sitting here thinking I'm gonna get food poisoning. So I can't focus enough to read anymore tonight, but I'm hoping to get into it more tomorrow because so far from what I've read this afternoon, I didn't want to stop between getting done with work and having to go to dinner. I didn't want to stop. So anyways, I'm just going to curl up and try to not think about getting food poisoning. So yeah, straight vibes. This Bubby is up in bed with me snuggling. Look at his ear hair. It's starting to kind of thin out as he's growing up, and I hope he doesn't lose it. Because you look so distinguished with it, Dory. My hair is serving very founding fathers. I hate my natural hair. Hold on, I literally can't do this check-in. Hold on. Okay, just up in a bun quick for this little progress check-in. We're feeling better today. Anxiety's a little abated. So, we're doing okay. But I'm getting ready to go lay in bed and keep reading. So yeah, you're gonna hear this. You're gonna hear this. I am 22% in and I am freaking loving it so far. And I swear I'm not just saying that because like you guys know how much I love the series, because you know, By Sunlight Rise Part 2, I love Cora Riley. I am a ride or die stan for Cora Riley, but I did not like that book. And I gave a very honest review of that book. So when I say that I'm loving this, like my judgment is not being tainted by the fact that like I already love the previous 2 books and I really like Anna Huang a lot. So I promise my judgment is not being tainted by that. It's just this book is freaking phenomenal so far. Radiating 5-star energy for me. I literally love everything about Josh and Jules. So far, like every single bit that we've gotten of them, I'm intrigued. The hate is so good. The banter is top notch. And the cameos of other characters are like getting me so geeked out. Like I am living for all of the Alex and Ava content that we're getting here. Because right now, Josh and Jules, forced proximity man, one bed trope, are on a vacation with Ava and Alex. And I just love that we're getting them. They are my favorite. We got to see Reese and Bridget for a bit too, which like I appreciate. But y'all know Alex is my main fucking man. And I loved Twisted Love so much. So I'm really liking seeing them. Do you want to come say hi? Oh, the bean wanted to come up for a chat. You're not going to get on the counter just because I'm holding you here. I'm really liking that we're getting some into Josh and Alex's relationship, because obviously after Twisted Love, they are not in like a good place and they still aren't in their friendship. So I am liking that we're seeing them interacting a bit. Hi, babe. And, you know, learning kind of like this new normal for them. And they're always going to have the commonality of Ava. So they have to like learn to get past their differences. So I'm really liking that so far, that we're seeing like some resolution, hopefully, or like work towards the resolution of the bromance. And I love Stella being introduced. And if Christian isn't her love interest, then I don't know who it will be. But that is my assumption, that it's gonna be Christian, because I don't think it's confirmed yet. Or at least it isn't as the point that I'm making this. I don't think I said anything spoilery, right? I'm really bad at not spoiling things, but I'm going to keep this spoiler free. And I just really like Anna Huang's writing. It's like the perfect balance of descriptions and dialogue where it's not too heavy on one or the other, and they're like interspersed a lot, so it doesn't just feel like really like descriptive heavy chapters or really dialogue heavy scenes. It's like a great balance. I just like a writing style like that. I actually do have the weekend kind of freed up now, so I think I can kind of spend all weekend read. I mean, it's not gonna take me all weekend to read this. I think I have like 5.5 hours left, but I can spend a good chunk of my weekend reading, so I'm excited. Y'all, I need to be quiet because Arya is sleeping and she will get up and leave if I'm not quiet. Josh has given Alex a run for his fucking money. I'm saying it right now. He is giving him a run for his money. Alex, you better watch out, because Josh might just replace you as my favorite man in this series. And he's going to be a new book boyfriend. I'm calling it right now. He's doing stuff to me. He is doing stuff to me. I just finished the scene where he helps Jules out by giving her a massage for her period pain. And oh, I'm so sure I mean, Reese, I love you, baby, but Josh, it has already overtaken you. And Alex now, watch your back. Watch your back, Alex. I have barely read the past couple of days, and I don't feel like myself. And it's not for lack of excitement over all the books that I'm reading, because I am fucking living for this. I just haven't had time. And frankly, I think that's rude. I am 51% into Twisted Hate. Literally still loving it so much. Going to be a top read of this year. I already know that, hands down. This book is fantastic. I'm living for how long the enemies and like banter is lasting, because you know what I don't like in books is when enemies to lovers very quickly turns into like love right away. In this one, Anna has them like still hating each other even though they're hooking up. So they're in the middle of their arrangement, but they still have that banter and they still go back and forth of like doing little things to annoy each other. And I really appreciate that. I love that they aren't already like, I'm in love. Like, no. I love the enemies. Keep the enemies for a while. Now that we're at the 50% mark, I'm fine with seeing that change. But I love that leading up to this point, we've had so much like enemy hate, so much hate sex. Oh my God, I'm living for it. Specifically in chapter 29, this past chapter. I know I said this already in this video, but I am loving seeing Josh and Alex interacting more again. And I'm really liking how they're beginning to mend their friendship and knowing that it can't be the same as it was before, but that they want to find like a path to move forward together. And I just love that. I mean, I will take any time that Alex is on the page because Alex is my favorite man. He is. I don't know what it is about him, but I love him. And I love Ava. And I love that we're getting quite a bit of them in here, honestly. And the last chapter, Josh and Alex just had like a really nice sit down conversation. And Josh, obviously we're in his POV, and he's just talking about how he doesn't want to like be angry anymore, and how Jules had said like you don't want to hang on to that anymore. And I like seeing Josh being like, you know what, I don't, like I'm sick of the way that my life is right now and I need to actually do something about it. And I like that he is. But yeah, I'm hoping that I can finish this today because I don't really have anything to do today before the live show with QB Tyler later with Jess on her channel. I'm so excited. I want to say so much. I want to say so much, but I am keeping this spoiler free so that way I can be like up on release day. But y'all, like, do you guys like spoiler free, or do you want me to just like really say what I want to say right now? So I can't say the whole entire situation because it is a big plot point kind of throughout the whole book, but then like more towards the last half of the book, like a pretty big plot point with Jules and Josh. But there was just, I can't say what happened, but there was just a moment between Jules and Josh, like kind of a tense moment, and something had happened. Jules told him something about someone, and then Josh immediately steps out of the room, and I'm like, what's he gonna do? What's he gonna do? I'm feeling the rage simmering, and you know who he calls? My motherfucking man, Alex. And he just says, can you find someone for me? I am screaming, get Alex involved. This is what I love about series, is when you're so attached to a character that then they start popping back up in other books and you get like that rush of emotion again that you like feel towards that character and like that excitement. Like I feel giddy the fact that Josh is bringing in Alex for this because I just know my man is about to do some fucking damage. And Josh and him together, oh, I'm down for this. I'm hoping that it's like kind of violent friend bonding time. Y'all know how much I love the cold rage here. And I think that's one of the reasons why I love Alex so much, is because he definitely has that cold, icy rage. And Josh has showcased that a couple times in this. Like, it's a little bit more fiery at times, but this, I'm feeling the Arctic freeze just like going through his veins at this. And I'm so excited. I have like an hour left. And I'm gonna be honest, some books that I read lately, especially like at the beginning of the year when I'm like pushing myself with my reading and trying to like, maybe I do want to try to read 200 books this year, which would be like insane for me. I do kind of find myself like skimming some of the more like descriptive parts, or trying to like almost just see them as like tallies rather than like enjoying the book themselves. So I've been trying to like be aware of that. But let me tell you, with this book, not once have I skimmed a page. Not once have I been like checking the little monitor thing on my Kindle to see like how long I have left in the book. Not once have I been paying attention to that, because I am just loving each and every moment of this book. I literally can't get over how good it is. I think maybe too, because with Bison I Rise Part 2, like I was so disappointed by that. And that was like such a hyped release for me. With this one too, like I was really highly anticipating this one. Like I loved Twisted Love and Twisted Games both so much. I mean, obviously they made my top reads of last year. So I was like a little nervous, like what if this doesn't live up to the hype, and I'm like disappointed. But I am 1000% honest with you guys when I'm saying that this truly has not only met my expectations, but like exceeded it. This book is phenomenal. I am fucking living for every moment of it. And I'm literally making myself get up and eat lunch because I know I need to have an early dinner tonight before the interview with QB Tyler. But I just like, I don't want to stop reading. But I figured that was a good point to stop at when we're calling my main man Alex, because I'm just gonna be so ready to jump back in after lunch. Okay, kind of odd angle for the last check-in, but I wanted to like be able to prop my phone up somewhere. And this was kind of like the option with the natural lighting phasing, because I'm literally not getting my ring light out for this. This is not gonna be that formal. My last check-in, I wanted to wait a few days to film this because I really wanted to wait and sit with my thoughts for a little bit, just make sure that I wasn't like in the heat of the moment going to like declare that this is my favorite book in this series. But now that I've had time to sit on it, this is my favorite book of this series so far. And that is hard to say because I truly love Twisted Love so much. I loved Twisted Games so much. And I truly, it's not that I didn't think that it could be topped, it's just that I always like thought that Twisted Love would probably be my favorite, but no, it's Twisted Hate. Oh, Arya wanted to be picked up. I can confidently say that Josh and Jules are my favorite couple together. I don't know, is Alex still my favorite man? Did Josh surpass him? I truly don't know. I'm almost gonna have to put them as if I would need to have like a menage situation with them because I really don't think I can pick one or the other. Although I will say that Josh did surpass Reese for me. I think I'm in the unpopular opinion in that. Like, I love Reese, but Alex is definitely my favorite. And Josh has that like arrogant, cold, dick vibe that Alex kind of does, where I don't know, it's not that Reese isn't like an asshole, but I feel like Reese is like maybe I don't know. I was gonna say he's a little more alpha, but like Reese and Josh, but Alex and Josh are both very alpha. I don't know. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is I love this, and Jules is by far, I think, my favorite heroine. And that was tricky because I loved Ava a lot, but then Bridget, like I really loved Bridget a lot. And I think Jules may have surpassed them both. But again, I do think, though, that one of the strongest things about Anna Huang's writing is, one, the friendship dynamics between these characters, and two, equally strong heroines and equally developed heroines as the heroes. Because sometimes I feel like one does get favored over the other in writing. And I feel like lately I have seen maybe a little more in the past few months. I've been reading more books where the guys are like really developed and have like more to them to make them like a whole well-rounded character, and maybe the women don't get as much, but that is not the case here. Jules got just as much, if not maybe like more development than Josh did. But the thing is, they both had like such journeys in this book individually and together that I loved both of their characters so much. This book was phenomenal. I loved it from start to finish. There really isn't much that I didn't like. I think there's gonna be one scene that maybe people aren't gonna like, something that Josh does to Jules. Yeah, it was tough to read in the moment, but honestly, I forgive my heroes for a lot, and I forgave him like Jules did. So I don't know. I feel like that could be like the most thing though that maybe some people might like hold against him. I read a lot of dark romance, so honestly, it wasn't anything that I was like too surprised by. Yeah, I don't think I can really say anything more spoiler wise, but I just want to sit with it for a few days, just like make sure that this is my favorite out of them all before like I declare that it is. But I 100%, like literally right now, it's in my top 10 of 2022. Like there's no way that this is ever getting bumped off. Like it's now gonna be what other 9 books can fill that list, because this hands down is my favorite book so far. And I am now so eagerly awaiting Twisted Lies. I think another thing that Anna Huang does really well is like building up her other characters, so you're excited for their other books. And I think Christian and Stella, like we've gotten just enough of them that I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued to see how their book goes, and especially because we don't really know that much about Stella and we don't really know that much about Christian. I just have a lot of questions about the two of them. I think that's where we're gonna cut it because like I said, I can't spoil anything, which I'm really bad at talking about books without spoilers, so I'm sorry. And also like, I don't know, was this vlog just me saying like, I love it? I don't know, maybe, but I didn't really have anything negative to say about this book, to be completely honest. If you want to see like a negative review, I guess go check out Bison I Rise Part 2. Yikes. Anyways, that's it for this video, and once again, thank you so much to Wildfire Marketing and Anna Huang for the arc. So much appreciated. So much appreciated. It truly gave me the will. It gave me the will to live. Anyways, that's it for today, and I will see you when I see ya.